Almost time for the Monday Night Net. We got just a couple of minutes. Won't be turning off the air conditioner tonight. It's a scorcher here today. Let's see what the actual temperature is. It says it's currently 90 degrees, but it feels like 103. That's nice. Glad to be inside. Like I say, we'll be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. Should hear the repeater here shortly.
The time is 7 p.m. K5VZC.
There it is. Hope everybody's ready for field day coming up this weekend. Anyway, let's get started. See how many folks we got hanging around the no repeater this evening. Good evening, everybody. This is K5KJZ. It's now time for the Canton Area Radio Emergency Services Monday Night Net. My name here is Randy. We're located about 4 miles south of Canton off of 198. Well, hopping. Not sure what happened just then. Anyway. Something going on. Maybe somebody can let me know if I'm getting out. That shouldn't be a problem. Well, interesting development. Not sure what's going on. Something's killing my signal. Alright, we'll try this again. Huh. Interesting.
KF5VAB. We're good. You can't be coming through 100% with your transmission.
It's for some reason it's dropping out on me. Anyway, we'll try to proceed. Not sure if it's the mic or something else. Anyway, moving right along. Here's the Canton Area Radio Emergency Services Minute, and we get to do this every Monday night at 7 p.m. We'll just go ahead and jump on into the check-in phase. Y'all let me know if I'm still dropping out. It shows I'm okay. Anyway, if you would, come out with the call sign and we'll get everybody logged in. Kitty 5 KJZ.
Kilo Juliet 5 Hotel Tango Oscar. Brandy, you didn't appear to be dropping out that last transmission.
I think I might have doubled with Matt. It's KF5 via Echo Link.
All right, so far I copy KF5 VAV and KJ5 HTO. Anybody else? KD5 KJZ. Hello, Jason. I see you're in there. Oh man, sorry you're feeling bad, man. That's no fun. Well, it's going to be a short net tonight if it's only the three of us. Anybody else like to check in on the Monday night net? This is KD5 KJZ. All right, well, I guess it's just the three of us for tonight. So I guess when I call on you, if you would give us your name, approximate location, and whether or not you got any traffic tonight for tonight's net. We'll go ahead and start with Mr. KJ5 HTO.
Good evening, Randy. Good evening, Cody. This is Matt, located just a couple miles east of Canton here in I-20 and 1255, and do not have any traffic. Back to the net.
All right, good evening to you, Mr. Matt. Just to confirm, either one of you. So when I first started the net, my signal would drop out. Is that correct?
That is correct, Randy. You would drop out there at the first. Now everything seems to be fine.
All right. Yep. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I saw that on the radio. I just was trying to figure out what was going on. All right. Next on the list, Mr. KF5 VAV. Your check-in, please, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this here's Cody. A few miles south of Van East into Van Wheeler in Van Zandt County. I do have one bit of information, and it relates to me coming out Echo Link. Seems to be your audio is over-modulating the input just a little bit. Back to that KF5 VAV.
All right. Good evening to you, Mr. Cody. So just to repeat, I know you're using Echolink, but my signal to you is overmodulating. Is that correct?
Affirmative. If you look at the signal meter, you're clipping in the red pretty consistently. It's understandable, but gain is just too high.
Okay. Not sure what I can do to turn that down. All right, sir. I'll have to do a little research and see if I can turn that down. What's being fed into Echolink? All right, let's go ahead and check to see if there's anybody else that'd like to check in with us this evening. 85 KJZ. Still taking a few more check-ins if they have anybody around. All right. Well, seems to just be us for this evening. With that, just a couple of pieces of information. The XYL and I will be gone on vacation next Monday. And so I'm looking for a volunteer to run the net for next Monday. Either of you two gentlemen open to that or want to volunteer somebody else?
This is KJ5HCO. Randy, I'll go ahead and do it next Monday. That will be fine. If you want to send me I'll just send me the info. I'll be good.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir. I will send the script to you shortly after the conclusion of the net this evening. All right. With that, I really don't have a bad dad joke, but I did want to go over some of the stuff that we'll be doing this coming Saturday. We do have our setup that will be out at Field Day / Proto / Radio setup out at Lake Tawakoni State Park as they requested. So we'll be out there early to get set up. Our scheduled presentation times are 10 and 2. And then we're not expected to be out there all day, but if anybody wants to stay and chit chat, that's fine as well. We can make that happen. And unless something else comes up, we will be located close to the boat ramp. So if you are having plans to come out, just ask them where the boat ramp is, and we'll be set up close to that because there happens to be a good bathroom close by. We figured that might be a draw for some other folks. All right. Other than that, tonight's questions are centered around Field Day. So we'll go ahead and throw a few of these out there and see what happens. All right, number 1. What is the primary purpose of ARRL Field Day?
KJ5HCO.
All right, Matt, go ahead and start us off.
Well, I honestly don't know what the official answer is, but I would imagine it's just to get clubs, people, hams out in the field to practice radio skills, so on and so forth.
All right, well, that is actually pretty darn close. The official answer that they are looking for is to practice emergency communications, demonstrate amateur radio capabilities, and promote public awareness of ham radio. So, hey, you touched on that. Just to have fun. That's a good answer. Go outside and play radio. Jason over here on YouTube, he said just to have fun, and that's always an option as well. Give us a reason to go outside and throw some wire in the tree and play on the radio for a little bit. All right, next question. When is ARRL Field Day usually held?
KF5 VAV with a guest of the last Saturday in June? June.
Yes, sir. Yep, the last weekend of June. I know they, in recent years, have started Winter Field Day, but yep, they were specifically looking for the summer event. All right, so when working Field Day, if someone gives you a classification of 3A, what does that represent?
KF5 VAV, just trying to guess. I think it was 3 radios, maybe on battery power. I don't remember.
Well, that's pretty close. I'll go ahead and give it to you. 3A represents a club setup, and they're running on battery or portable power. So just a little side note, we are set up out at Lake Milwaukee next weekend, and we have a good set of batteries going. What would be our classification and designator? If you're not sure what the designator is, go ahead and let me know, and I'll fill you in.
KJ5HTO. Yeah, Randy, you have to fill me in. This is, I don't know too much about Field Day.
All right, yeah, no problem. So when we're set up at Lake Milwaukee, since we would be operating using the club call sign, which we can do, we would operate as 3 Alpha. North Texas would be our section. So you can look up on the ARRL. There's probably a map that should show it. Texas is broken up into 3 sections: West Texas, North Texas, and South Texas. All right, so if you're trying to score points, which you don't necessarily have to for Field Day, but if you are scoring points, what gets you extra points during Field Day?
KF5 VAV, some of these things like battery power or generator. I think it's the number of radios, how many contacts you make. You can get multiple states. I think there's some other things like if you have Field Day literature placed out and you post a picture somewhere, you get some points. There's all sorts of things.
Wow, you hit almost all of them, Cody. Good job. Yeah, if you can score an article or a photo op or something with the media, that gets you extra points. Working on any kind of portable power scores extra points. And let's see, that was the primary ones. Yep, you hit on just about all of them, Cody. I guess one more would be if you set up at a state park, that earns you extra points instead of setting up at a EOC or a known structure. So you're completely, if you want to call it, in the wild. So obviously, if you were up high on a mountain, that would score you extra points as well. All right. So we've narrowed that down. What license do you have to have for field day?
Well, I'm pretty sure you just have to have a technician license, but to tack on any bands that are outside of your license class, you're going to have a general or an extra there to supervise tack on bands. And I think if the club sign is what up under there, because there's a stratified view.
Yes, sir. Yep, 85 KJZ Friday. So if you're working by yourself, your call sign would cover it if you're a technician. If you wanted to work HF bands, then you would have to be a general or an extra. And if there is someone present working as a control operator that has an extra license, you can operate under their license and still use the club call sign. You don't need to use your own call sign for that. All right. Next question: how long does field day run, or how long does a normal operation consist of?
KJ5HTO.
Yes, sir, Matt. Go right ahead, sir.
Well, I know it runs for the weekend. I believe it starts at 10 on Saturday, but to be honest with you, I don't know what the end time is on Sunday.
All right. Yes, sir. Yeah. So normally it runs 24 hours uh, from Zulu time. Hang on just a second. Let me look that up exactly what Zulu time they are referring to.
KJ5HTO.
Go ahead, Matt. Find it.
Per Mr. Google, it says local timing in the United States. This translates to Saturday afternoon start, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and Sunday afternoon conclusion. So I'm assuming that would mean noon here Central Time, on Saturday and an end time of noon on Sunday.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I was just fixing to do that. I found it. That's correct. So, yep, you're looking at, according to the website, it says, well, 1800 Zulu time. So that would be noon in Central time. So we would start at, officially start noon on Saturday and go to noon on Sunday. Well, here's an interesting piece of information to add to it. So they want you to use primarily HF, so 160 up through 10 meter, but you get extra points for 50 megahertz and above. Just an added tidbit. Then there's extra points for scouts on the air and other non-club groups and a few others. So when you get a chance, look it all up on the ARRL website. You got anything else we can add in there, Jason? All right, well, let's go ahead and draw this one to a close. And we'll go ahead and do our checkouts so everybody can get on back to their business of what they're doing on Monday night. And if anybody is able to, come on out Saturday to Lake Tawakoni State Park. If you've got other plans, that's fine too. I fully understand. We all got lives to tend to. And Matt, thanks for picking up the net next Monday. Appreciate it. So with that, we'll go ahead and do our checkouts, and then we'll start at the top of the list. This shouldn't take too long. KJ5HTO.
All right, Randy, appreciate you running the net tonight. Interesting subject. Learned something new. I like that. So good deal. Going to try to get out there a little bit on Saturday if I can. Do my best anyhow. And no problem with Monday night. I got you covered. So anyhow, y'all have a great rest of the week. Hope to hear you on the radio sometime. It's KJ5HTO. Back to net.
All right, sounds good, Matt. Look forward to seeing you. Myself, I'll try to get out there between 7 and 8, but like I say, the first time that we are trying to do a talk anyway is at 10 a.m. Love to see everybody that can make it out. Next, we got Mr. KF5VAV.
Thanks for running that, Randy. We appreciate everything you're doing. Not sure where everybody is tonight, but I'm sure they're inside trying to stay cool. I will be there Saturday as early as I can possibly be with as much crap that I can pull together to bring. So, anyway, thanks, Matt, for taking that Monday. I actually had an Echo Link flood right as you were volunteering, so I guess it's providential that you got to take over the next. But anyway, I appreciate you doing it. Y'all have a good evening. Hope to see everybody Saturday. KFI VV Clear.
Hi, Mr. Cody. Yep, drive safe and have a good evening with the little ones. And yep, we look forward to seeing you Saturday when you can make it. All right, everybody, we're going to jump off here. Y'all have a good evening. Find some place to stay cool for the next few days. This is K85 KJZ. Return the repeater back to normal amateur use. Hopefully that's not all crickets. K85 KJZ. All right, Jason. If you can make it on Saturday.
KJ5 LUG.
Yes, sir, Mr. Brent. Go right ahead.
Just my radio, or if there's something wrong with the repeater.
Try that one more time, Brent. I switched over. I'm direct to the Coughlin repeater now.
All right.
Oh, wow. What I'm hearing is an echo as well as just not holding the repeater. If you want to give me just a minute, I'll drop it from the link and then we can test it again if you got just a few minutes.
Sounds good.
All right, Jason. We'll see you later, sir.